Okay? And that's why it's created last. Why is it created last? Because everything's building up. It's building up. First day, second day, third day, to get to the sixth day. The last thing in creation is Adam and Eve and everything. They contain the whole world. Now, let me explain what that idea means. Two amazing things come out from that idea. Two amazing things. The first is like this. If we're the pinnacle of creation, the last thing made in creation, okay, and everything precedes us as a lead up and we contain everything, you know what that means? That means that you can act in any way that you want as anything in the creation does. For example, the first law in Judaism, the first law is you should wake up in the morning like a lion. Not funny with the first law. Why are you telling me a lion? Just say wake up in the morning. Get up, go to synagogue, start your day. Listen, it says the first law is to wake up like a lion. You know why? Because we are also lions. We have an aspect of a lion in us. If we want to act like a lion, we can be a lion. And the Talmud says you can learn amazing things from all of creation. You can learn not to steal. There's a kind of Mediterranean ant that when it smells that the piece of food was touched by one of its friends, even if it's dropped there, it won't pick it up. The Talmud says you can learn not to steal from the ant. Okay? You can learn fidelity from the dove. You can learn how to be tznius, how to be come with the word tznius, modest. To be more internal from the cat even. You can look at all of creation and say, hey, I contain all of that. I can be whatever I want to be. I'm a lion today. I have this aspect of me. All the aspects of all of creation we contain. That's very inspiring. You're going to be a lion tomorrow. You're going to be determined. You know, that's why it says in the Talmud, it says you should be az kanami, you should be bold like a leopard. They're bold. Okay? Swift like an eagle. Run like a deer. And be strong like a lion to do what's right. All different components of what we can do. That's lesson one. But lesson two is even more amazing. Lesson two, I write it down here. It's this word you've never heard. I just made it up. It's called, we learn out the idea of Jewish ecology. Jewish ecology. Have you ever heard of Jewish ecology? No, I just made it up. There's no such thing. But it really is. It's an amazing idea of Jewish ecology. I believe Jewish ecology is a very, very significant idea. It is not what people think. People think Jewish ecology, what do? We take, leftover food materials, we gather, put it in the pot, we make cholent out of it. That's not what it means. That is not Jewish ecology. Jewish ecology means that a very, very deep idea. What does it mean? This is following. If I'm the last thing in creation, everything precedes me, and I have an obligation to use everything in creation as I'm the pinnacle. I have a choice. If I use it properly, God says, wow, you've raised everything in creation. If I misuse it, you know what God says to us? Excuse me, man. Do you know that the mosquito was made before you? What are you abusing creation for? What are you going and taking things that you can't and misusing it? So, for example, the person goes, I use this example many times, it's an important example. I take an axe. I want to chop down a tree. Can I do it? I'm killing the poor tree, come on!
Depends.
Depends on what?
Whether you have a legitimate use for it or not.
Exactly right. You see, we don't have complete control of this world that we think we do. It's not ours to destroy the world, to control it, to rape it, and to just destroy it the way we want to. We don't have that power. We can take an axe and chop down a tree. If what? If we're going to take that tree and use it for something good. If you're going to make now paper wrap, and you're going to write beautiful things, you're going to write songs, you're going to write poetry, you're going to write things of praise to God, you're going to write things that are good in the world, you can cut down that tree. If you're going to use it for articles of hate, pornography, and dislike in the world, you know what you are? You're a tree killer. Okay? You go to Arizona and get arrested for that. That's right. You can. You get arrested for that. Why? How can you be a tree killer? Right? because you have no right to chop down a tree otherwise. And that's why in Judaism, we're in a vegetarian restaurant here. What did Judaism say about eating meat? Someone know? Do you eat it in Judaism? Yeah.
You could eat it.
No problem, right?
You could eat it.
No problem, right?
Well, let's kill the mother in front of its child and show a respect for the sanctity of life.
Right. You can't kill. I mean, in the laws of sacrifice, you can't kill an animal and the parent and the child on the same day. That's true. And there's certain ways to slaughter. But if we do those things, we can eat meat, no problem, right? No problem.
Special occasions.
What?
Well, doesn't it say that really only a person of spiritual stature?
Right. And people don't, it's amazing, people don't realize the Talmud says, and I'll quote the page because you're not going to believe me otherwise. The Talmud says in Pesachim, page 44, it says there that a person who is not spiritually refined should not eat meat. Why? What does that mean? I thought we believe in eating meat. Yes, we do. If what? If you're going to take that meat, you're going to ingest it in yourself, and you're going to use it, the energy you get from it, for something positive in the world. If you eat the meat and you act like an animal, then who said you can kill the animal? Who said you're different than the animal? So, yes, we can use everything in the world with a lasting in creation. We can take everything from creation and use it, not abuse it. That's amazing. That's Jewish ecology. That's exactly what that is. And that is the fact that we created lasting creation, and we're made in a way that we're the pinnacle of creation to take everything to a higher level, to bring it into us, to use it, to serve God, to connect to God, to make the world a better place. Then you're allowed to do. Otherwise, you have no right to do. So, okay, so that's man. Man is potential, can make himself very great, and he can use the entire world to do that. Questions on what we said so far? Any questions, comments, or ideas on what we said so far? Thoughts, questions, or ideas?
What about the non-Jew?
Right now, I didn't differentiate between Jew and non-Jew at this point. I just said people. I mean, people have the same obligation in terms of not using the world properly. Everyone has that obligation. All right. A non-Jew has 7 Noachide laws, which also, constitute laws of morality. It has to do with animals and everything else also in the world. Okay. So that makes sense so far? So far, so good? We're good so far? Okay, I only told you half the story. I told you that man called himself Adam, man, because he came from the what? The Adamah, the earth. Okay, but there's more to the story. The word Adam, Adam, also stands for this verse. It says, Edmeh le'elyon. Edmeh le'elyon means I will be similar to God. I will be Edmeh, I will make myself similar to the high. So man is not what we think. It's not like potentiality of the earth, it's something else. And I tricked you a little bit before. Because I asked you, when was man created? What did you answer me? Sixth day. And he's the lasting creation. Is that right? We all agree to that, right? You're getting suspicious. Norman's like, I've seen this before.
Shabbat was the last creation, wasn't it?
What?
Shabbat was the last creation.
Well, Shabbat wasn't a creation. Shabbat was we came into Shabbos and there was rest in the world. The last creation is Chava. There's another discussion why the lasting is the more shalom, the more complete. That's not for now. That's another. But the last creation is called Chava. It's called Adam and Eve are one unit to the last creation. So they're last, right? That's the bell. What's that?
Hashem is calling.
Calling. Okay. Conference call. It's only half the story. All right, the shit. So, man is the last thing in creation. You think that's true? He's the last thing, but you know what else? He's the last, but also, he is also the first. How is that possible? How is it possible man is the last and the first thing in creation? Someone help me out here. How can you be the last and the first thing at the same time? Unless you drank a lot of margaritas. How's it possible?
This is the last creation.
Well, what?
It's the first man.
He's the first man, but I'm saying the first thing created in the entire universe was actually man. The last thing created was man. I mean, man and woman. I mean,
First thing created in God's image.
Okay, meaning what?
That we reflect what God wants us to do.
Right. And that's
To
what,
reflect His will into the world.
right, and that's exactly what Jason just put the term on. The soul, and I'm sorry, the word man